Have you ever heard this term, stubborn as a mule? I think I'm stubborn as a mule. I remember somebody telling me, because I'm doing cross-country skiing, somebody I think in the past told me, yeah, just check the condition when you're cross-country skiing, right? Because if the condition is bad, you could really hurt yourself. Well, last Sunday, I went to Gatineau Park. I skied for 2 hours, okay? Close to 15 kilometers. And the condition was not so good. It was above zero, so it was slushy and icy. So I fell like maybe 4 or 5 times, okay? I hurt my ribs, I hurt my thigh, I had a cramps on my right calf, and I had an ice rash. I call that ice rash. You know, road rash, when you fall from biking, skateboarding, or motorcycling, you could have like a road rash. Well, for me, it's an ice rash, so it's different. So I have like an ice rash here because I fell. I was wearing a long sleeves, but it was kind of warm, so I pulled it up. So when I fell, it scraped on the ice. So I can say I'm stubborn as a mule. And yet, I think that's all of us, right? There's that stubbornness in all of us when it comes to our relationship with God. In our first reading today from Jeremiah, God says, "Obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people, and walk only in the way that I command you, so that it may be well with you." Yet they did not obey or incline their ear, but in the stubbornness of their evil will, they walked in their own counsels. That's, I think, is for all of us. Right? And I think the first thing why we're very stubborn is because there's that concupiscence in us. What's concupiscence? The tendency to sin. We contracted that from Adam and Eve, from original sin. Even though we've been washed away from that by our baptism, the original sin, we still have that concupiscence, the tendency to sin. That's why the Lord knows that on our own, we will sin. That's why He is encouraging us to enter into this relationship with Him. Okay? That's why He would send people, okay, or events, to call us back. And yet so many times we've ignored those people. We've ignored those events that is calling us back to Him. And the reason why the Lord wants us to enter into this personal relationship with Him is so that we would experience His love and be able to trust in Him. The reason why we're stubborn is because we really don't trust God, right? We're stubborn because we don't trust God. And we trust ourselves. We rely on ourselves. And as we enter into this personal relationship with God, hopefully, we'll learn to trust Him. Trust in His love. Trust in His mercy. Trust in His grace. Whenever we're tempted, that's a litmus test if we really trust Him. If we don't trust Him, we fall. But if we trust Him and rely on His grace, we're able to overcome that temptation. Because St. Paul says, right? My grace is sufficient, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. So if we just trust that His grace is really sufficient, and rely on that grace, we will not fall to sin. So the reason why we fall is because there's a lack of trust. And if there's a lack of trust, then we become very, very stubborn as a mule.